Hi and welcome back to my channel. It's Saturday the 3rd of March and the whole country is covered in snow. And it was quite funny this week. We haven't been walking this week because you know Joe's not been well. But from Thursday onwards he wouldn't have been up for it because there's just too much snow. And while it was fresh and deep and made good snowballs, didn't it, Joe? I got him right in the, well, was it in the face or in the chest?
In the face.
It wasn't, it was a big soft snowball. It didn't hurt him. And then I threatened to cry if he tried to get me back because I'm such a wuss. Anyway, Thursday, all the snow came and the country kind of ground to a halt. Well, it did round here, the transport system and everything kind of ground to a halt. And Joe and I went out to do some supermarket shopping for a relative who couldn't get out and do his shopping. And we were just coming back from Aldi, which is 4 or 5 miles away from where we live maybe. And Joe went to gently brake at a red light and the car just kept going. It was like something out of a ballet, wasn't it, Joe? Joe's never really driven in snow before because, as he was telling me, at his age, he's never seen this amount of snow. Of course, the last few years, and since Joe was a child, we've had snow in Nottingham. We haven't had vast quantities because we're in the Trent Valley. We miss the worst of it usually. But we didn't miss the worst of it this week, and it was quite an effort to get to group this morning. I'd like to put a big thank you out there to my consultant Naomi and her husband Kelvin because they have a Land Rover and a trailer for all their Slimming World stuff, and they come from quite a way out of the area that I live in, and we both go to the next area, which is where my group is, and I think she deserves a massive round of applause this week for fronting up there at 7 o'clock this morning to set up for 2 groups because the weather is not good, the roads are not good, and she was there, bless her. She goes to the extreme degree for us, she really does. I was telling Joe about 1964, and a lot of you will be old enough to remember that and a lot of you won't be old enough to remember that, but I remember getting up for school one Monday morning in 1964 when the snow went on into April, and actually opening the front door to go out to school and the snow was halfway up the door opening. And it sounds so extreme now to talk about that kind of depth of snow, but that's what we got when we were children. And our schools never closed for snow days and things like that. It just seems the world has turned and everything is now, I was talking to a teacher in group this morning, and everything is very much based on health and safety. It's safer for the children to stay at home. But one thing that did surprise me when we were out and about on Thursday and yesterday is you don't see kids out snowballing like you used to. Maybe it's because I live in a city area. And we used to be out there in all weather. You know, as soon as the snow came, you'd be out there building a snowman and snowball fighting and sledging and stuff like that. And it brings back lots of really happy memories of childhood. Yeah, so 1964, that was a good year. A vintage year. Sounds such a long time ago. But anyway, that's not what we're here about, is it? We're here about my weight loss. But first of all, my weight loss, my weight gain, my weight maintaining. Let's wait to see what it was this week. First of all, though, let's do the random comment selector and pick a winner for the £25 Amazon voucher. I'd like to say thank you to everybody who commented on this and for the support it shows to me, and for the good comments that come up, because there's some really good stuff in the comments. When you're reading about people who are at Target, or people who are nearly at Target, people who are living at Target, people who are struggling and then picking it up again, it's just so encouraging. So thank you to everybody who commented this week. You are all in the draw. And can I just say, before the random comment selector picks a comment, if the comment that comes up is my answer to a person's comment, then I think it would be fair that that person wins, because I don't know how to do the random comment thing so that it doesn't pick my responses. I'm almost certain it can. So if the comment it picks is my answer to your comment, you will win. Is that fair, Joe?
Right.
Okay, let's do it.
Right.
You see that? Yeah, right.
Good luck, everybody.
The winner is Kate Austin.
Oh, brilliant.
And she says, thanks for another great video, Jane. Had a similar situation this weekend, so need to take your advice for this week going forward. Have a good week. Kiss.
Bless you, Kate. Right, okay, Kate, if you can drop an email to me, and my email address is on the About Me section of my channel, then you will by return receive a £25 Amazon voucher by email. Thanks. And we will be doing more giveaways in the future. In fact, I might do a few more small ones more frequently rather than just doing quarterly ones. Stick with me. Okay, let's talk.
Sure.
Was that you coughing or laughing?
Bit both.
I think he's going to get the sack soon, you know. Debbie commented a couple of weeks ago he's getting cheeky. Did you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he is, Debbie, you're right. Right, okay, let's talk about my week. Do you know, it would be really easy to come on here today and just tell you I've had the best of weeks, that nothing's been a problem, that my food's been bang on plan, and that I've enjoyed it. Whereas the truth is, this week I have had quite a strange week in my own head. I think I started it for myself last Saturday after talking about having eaten chocolate, and then did I get a weight loss last week? I did, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
So I talked about having eaten chocolate and then lost weight, and in a strange way, you know, that kind of tips the balance a bit in my head. So last Saturday, after I'd said all that, there was still some chocolate in the house, and I made a decision, an executive decision, but not the wisest one, that probably the best thing to do would be get it out the house. It could have gone out via the bin, instead it went out via my mouth. But then again, I felt safe, because I was down to 8 stone 9, and that was a good place to be. So I ate more chocolate, but then it was finished. Okay, so back on plan at the next meal, which is what I always intend to do, and I was fine, absolutely fine. Then, was it Sunday we went to Grandma's?
Yeah.
That was a strange day because it throws my food out. I was still on plan.
Yeah, because it's the whole day in the car, isn't it?
It's a whole day, it's a long, long drive. I mean, we do about 140-mile round trip. Well, more, because I also went to put some flowers on my best friend's grave, so that extends the trip by another 20 odd miles. So it's a lot of time in the car. We don't eat in the car, so that's not a problem. But it tips my brain again. It just, I don't know, it knocks me off focus a little bit, but I was still on plan. I was fine. I had my 3 meals on plan that day, but my mind wasn't right. Likewise, on the Monday, I was on plan all day. But at lunchtime, out and about, really busy, came back, chose to only have a baby watermelon for my lunch because I was late and short of time. Again, it's a lack of planning and a lack of care for myself, but I was on plan. Tuesday came, started the day perfectly well, got to the middle of the afternoon and wanted chocolate. There was some, tell me what that bread thing's called, what I call bruschetta.
Brioche.
Brioche. There was some chocolate brioche in the house, which wasn't mine, but I ate it. And I don't usually choose to do things like that. But I think I've caused a problem for myself that I need to overcome again by reintroducing chocolate in a really sort of lax way. So at the brioche, ate a couple of other things that I shouldn't have had, but then immediately went back on plan. So that was Tuesday evening. Wednesday, Thursday, fine, totally on plan, you know, my usual stuff. Felt great, no problem. Yesterday, didn't plan properly again, had an on-plan breakfast. At lunchtime, was late having lunch because I'd chosen to be busy and do other things. And again, chose to have a baby watermelon for my lunch. Now, that's not like the worst thing in the world to do because it's speed food, but it's not the best lunch. Okay, and I have a whole baby watermelon, so it's this size. Not a great big one, it's that size, the £2 one. Tea time, an on-plan meal, fine, no problem. But messing with it like that has been enough this week for me to gain 2.5 pounds. And I know exactly where it's come from. It's come from eating the chocolate last Saturday. It's come from eating the brioche and a bit of chocolate on Tuesday. That is enough for me to gain 2.5 pounds. And it also is enough to tip my brain like out of balance. So I was analysing it, talking with a couple of fellow Target members at group today and analysing what made me do this, what not who or what situation. It was nothing to do with a situation or being worried about anything. It was all down to my choice. But what made me choose that way? And I was talking to a really lovely lady I regularly sit with in group. And I said to her, do you know what I think did it? It was one comment that I made at the end of group last week. She asked me how I'd done because she'd been helping out with the social team, came to sit with me like at the start of image therapy. And at the end of group, she said, how did you do this week? Blah, 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 blah. Because she wasn't sitting next to me when they did me in image therapy. And I said, oh, I lost a pound. And she went, you keep going down. So immediately I jumped to the defensive and tried to justify it. I'm not keep going down. I go down a bit, up a bit, down a bit, up a bit. I'm actually 8 stone 9. And so she then picked my book up off my lap and she was reading, you know, and she goes, oh yeah, you do. You're a bit like the human yo-yo, pound, a half pound, up, down, up, down, up, down. And then she said to me, oh, look at this. 1 more pound off and you'd be 5 stone lost. Now that would be 5 stone lost at Slimming World, because of course I'd lost 8 stone something before I went there. So that's kind of sowed a seed in my head, but I didn't consciously think about it. 5 stone lost. And I think, in all honesty, hand on heart, I went into this week thinking, do you know what? I could get that 5 stone award next week. And I think that's what tipped the balance in my brain. I was saying to a couple of, maybe 3 commenters this week on my channel and on this video, so you can go and have a look if you want to, if you're interested. When you're a Target member, it is quite different from when you're on the weight loss journey. It's not better, it's not worse, it's just different. And I've said that before. But I think for me, I'm not necessarily a person for awards and glittery stickers. I can't see them anyway, so they don't have any effect on me. I can't read my certificates, I can't see the glittery stickers on my book. But there is something to be said for actually having a goal in mind. And I think you need to keep refreshing those goals. So once you've achieved one, you need another small step or a small goal. And I think when you get to target, you kind of lose an ability to keep finding little goals and little achievements. So yeah, last week, again, something happened that was quite different. I got the award, didn't I? The Platinum Award. Then with my friends saying this thing about, oh, £1 and you get your 5 stone award. And I think there was a bit of a like, oh, I'm back on the weight loss thing. I'm back in the game. Like it, because sometimes it is a bit of a game, isn't it? So subconsciously I started the week thinking, if I can have another week like the week I've just had and shed another £1, then I'm in line for an award, an achievement, a goal, a reward. And in all honesty, I think that was enough to make the saboteur in me come out. And I think I, again, subconsciously sabotaged my own journey this week. Now I say I could sit here now and I could not tell you any of this, but I need to journal this for my own progress, for my own, I want to stay at target. I don't want to steadily let £2.5 at a time creep back in. And unless I acknowledge what I did, and I am honest with myself and I'm honest with my channel, so therefore honest with you, I'm not going to stay where I am. So I'm talking to the same lady in group this morning about what I chose to do this week. And I'm starting to say things like, maybe if I dropped an A choice, maybe if I cut my sins to 12, maybe if I. And then I thought, stop, give your head a wobble, you stupid woman. What are you talking about? All you need to do is stop eating the junk that you chose to eat for the last 2 Saturdays and this Tuesday afternoon. It's that did the damage, not the plan. The plan as I work it on a weekly basis, 2 healthy extra A's, 2 healthy extra B's, 15 sins, works. If I don't work it like that, if I start allowing, let's clear a bit of chocolate out the house, that's bad old behaviour. I was always clearing chocolate out from somewhere. It was usually hidden under the bed or a miniature drawer or something, but I was always clearing chocolate out from somewhere. You know, eating brioche. I've never ever had that before. Why did I eat it? Because now I've discovered I like it. So that's something else I've got to say. You're not wise having that, Jane. If I'd never had it, I wouldn't have ever had to stop having it, would I? So I am still, in a lot of ways, my own worst enemy. I'm still practicing bad habits. This week hasn't been the easiest of weeks, but I'm not going to blame any of that on what I choose to eat. I've been through some really tough times while I've been on my weight loss journey. I've lost my dad, I've lost my best friend, I've lost my sister-in-law, who was a really good friend for over 30 years. She's my baby brother's wife. All of those things were really hard, but I didn't eat over any of them. So what did it for me this week? Just my own choices. Just my own choices. Nobody's responsible except for me. And I've sat in group this morning and I've listened to so many people say they've overeaten this. We had some good losses this week. We had a £5 loss, a £4 loss, £3.5 loss. And they weren't first week people. We had a £6 loss for a first week. We've had some excellent losses this week, but we've also had a lot of us sitting in group kind of making excuses, like it's the weather. Well, then Naomi reminded us, you know, if you look at the calendar for the year, you can go through the whole year and find something to blame. You know, in January, everybody's skint because they spent so much at Christmas, and this is an expensive diet, is it? In February, you've got to face Valentine's Day. In March, the weather this year. In April, it's Easter. Blah, blah, blah. There's something every month or every week of the year if we want to look for an excuse. But I'm holding my hands up today and I'm saying the reason I've gained 2.5 pounds this week is because of the choices I made. Now, I have learnt a lesson. I don't want to do it again next week. I know that for sure. I also know that 2.5 pounds, which seems to have all gone round my waist, doesn't feel comfortable. Yeah, I'm 8 stone 11.5. And if somebody had ever said to me when I was 22 stone, or even when I was 15 stone, that I would one day be 8 stone 11.5, I wouldn't have believed it. And I am actually only £0.5 pound heavier than I was this time, I think, a month ago. So it's not a big deal, but it was a big warning, pardon me, because it showed me just how easy it is to make wrong choices. I'm not unhappy at 8 stone 11.5, and this is probably kind of I think 8 stone 10, 8 stone 11 is where I like to be there or thereabouts. But to get from 8 stone 9 to 8 stone 11.5 in one go, that wasn't the wisest move. So I'm actually still at target. I'm still fitting into my clothes. But I can tell you something in all honesty. I think a lot of my clothes, which are kind of size 10, some size 12, tops and things, would still fit me if I gained a stone. So if I keep doing this and making these choices, will I still be sitting here with a smile on my face when I'm a stone heavier? No. I might still be saying my clothes fit me, but I'll probably have a muffin top, and I don't like that feeling. I don't want to go back there. Or I might have to loosen a hole or two on my belts, and I don't want that because I've just bought all new small belts. So it's all lessons learned, isn't it? This is a continuous journey. It's not every week. You can't like punctuate it every week and like live your life by, am I happy this week because I lost? Am I unhappy this week because I gained? When you get to target, you have to look at the bigger picture. And I think I'm doing that. Walked a big fat 0 miles this week, but I'm not holding that as responsible for my weight gain. My weight gain this week was purely down to what I chose to put in my mouth. But I have sworn off chocolate now. I've taken the pledge. No chocolate is going to pass my lips because it's not my friend. It's my nemesis. So, yeah, I'm here. I'm happy. I'm holding my hands up. And I'm moving forward on plan. My intention this week is to be 100% on plan because that is actually what I enjoy the most. I look back over what I've eaten this week that wasn't on plan, and I can honestly say, although the brioche, yeah, although the chocolate brioche was very nice, did I enjoy it? not as much as I would have enjoyed an unplanned meal, because it's the guilt and the crap it brings with it. I don't want any of that in my life today. If I'm trying to live as a minimalist, I want the minimal amount of bad feelings, bad attitudes and bad ideas in my head. So this week, my minimalism plan is to clear my head out. I'm getting rid of all those junky feelings. I don't like it. Anything else we needed to say, Joe? Can't you think?
No.
No? I think that's it for this week.
Yeah.
That's how my week has been. And yeah, I'm on plan today, and that's all that matters. All I've got is today. Tomorrow never comes. So yesterday's gone. Tomorrow never comes. I'm living in the day. Have a good week, everybody. Congratulations to Kate. And as I say, drop me that email, Kate, and you will receive your Amazon voucher by return email. Have a good week, everyone, as I said. And remember, it works if you work it. I just proved it won't if you don't. Take care. Bye.